The law of male primogeniture, which still exists in Britain, means that hereditary peerages only pass down the male line of the family, leaving Lilibet unable to inherit her father's dukedom. Constitutional expert Ian McMarthan told Archie will on the death of his father become Duke of Sussex. Presently he is at liberty by convention to be called Earl of Dumbarton, being his father's senior subsidiary titles. He added, at that moment, by law, Archie will become, whether he chooses to be or not, HRH Prince Archie of Sussex for life. At his death, the HRH dies too. He can pass on to any male heir the title Duke of Sussex, but not HRHR Prince. This comes from George V's letters patent of 1917 regulating the HRH. Meanwhile, as heir to the throne, Prince George will automatically become the Duke of Cornwall when William becomes king. His sister Princess Charlotte, however, is unlikely to inherit a duchess title unless she is granted one by the presiding monarch upon her marriage. Unless British law is changed to allow women to inherit hereditary titles, then they will bypass both Lilibet and Princess Charlotte on the basis of their gender. Royal expert Neil Shawn has said he does not see the Duke of Cambridge, 39, and Duke of Sussex, 37, connecting over their shared interest in the climate crisis agenda. When asked by reporter if the climate change agenda could rekindle their fraternal bond, the Fox News contributor responded, "Not at all. The main problem now for Harry and Meghan," he continued, "is how irrelevant they have become in such a short space of time, and the power of the royal family will always eclipse the outsiders." Mr. Shawn has amassed over 80,000 subscribers, also distinguished the campaigning tactics adopted by the royal brothers. Prince William as the future king always will have the attention, but Harry could and should have used his privileged position to make the change that he keeps banging on about, he said. Again, I don't see them connecting over that, as William and Catherine have just proven with the success of the Earthshot project. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, also 39, hosted Earthshot's inaugural awards ceremony at Alexandra Palace in London last week. The scheme, which rewards environmentally aware innovators with £1 million, will last until 2030. In comparison, Harry and Meghan have been accused of hypocrisy in recent weeks after the stateside royals returned from a climate change event in New York to their £11 million California home in a private jet. The Prince of Wales celebrated the success of his eldest son's project by putting a post of praise on social media, leading some to point out he snubbed Prince Harry. When asked if Charles had snubbed his second son, Mr. Shawn said, "Knowing Prince Charles, he really tried his very best with Prince Harry. Charles always made sure to treat them both fairly and often gave more of his time to Harry." He added, "Look at the interview with Oprah, his silly claims about riding a bike with his dad, then up pops pictures of him doing that." Looking ahead to 26 Colombian pesos, Mr. Shawn welcomed the decision taken by the firm to join world leaders in Glasgow. "They have great influence, but I also think people do admire and respect them because once they hear from them personally like the Queen, it's so few and far between," he said. It had been reported Prince William, Kate Middleton, Prince Charles and the Queen would join leaders in Scotland's largest city. However, following the 95-year-old monarch's health scare last week, reports suggest her visit north of the border hangs in the balance. When asked about the Sussex's absence from the UN summit, he added, "Moving forward, the stupid actions that Harry and Meghan did with the private jets and then the association with Elton and David, will just cement the elite world they now live in." The relationship between the royal brothers has taken a significant hit since Megxit. On the future of their relationship, Mr. Shawn said, "Let's face it, Harry is planning, so we assume, to dish his dirty laundry in public with an ill-advised book. Now make no mistake, his publishers paying this kind of money will not be looking for a pictorial gush piece. They will require gossip and scandal. Plus, given the Oprah interview had more holes than Swiss cheese, will anyone now actually believe his tales?" He added, "I think Harry and Meghan have a lot to ask themselves for what they have put the 95-year-old monarch through during this already difficult year for the monarch."